South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham now calling for the Justice Department to appoint yet another special counsel, this time to investigate the Clintons' alleged ties to Russia. Watch.
I think we need a special counsel to investigate the Fusion GPS episode between the Democratic Party, Mr. Steele, and Russian operatives. I think we need a special counsel to investigate the Uranium One episode where thousands of dollars were given to the Clinton Global Fund and to former President Bill Clinton from groups tied to Russia.
All right, but Senator Graham also said that President Trump should stay out of it and, quote, crossed a line when he called for the Attorney General to look deeper into the Clintons. Let me bring in my guest who has been arguing Hillary should have been investigated and charged a long time ago. Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano. Welcome back, Judge.
Good to be with you.
So let's talk about this a little bit. Do you believe that Hillary Clinton deserves investigation for both the Dossier funding and the Uranium One deal?
Well, certainly for the Uranium One deal, as Senator Graham has said, he said thousands, it's really millions.
Yeah.
A Canadian businessman by the name of Frank Giustra bundled $148 million and gave it to the Clinton Foundation.
And tried to shield that money and its donors
Correct.
from U.S. laws and prying eyes, saying that Canadian laws don't allow for that.
Correct. At the same time that Moscow gave Bill Clinton $500,000 to give a 35-minute speech he had already given the previous week in Los Angeles. And at the same time, Mrs. Clinton is one of 9 on a governmental panel that essentially she controls, deciding whether or not Mr. Giustra's client, which is the Kremlin, can buy 25% of a uranium mine in the United States because it's uranium, because it's a material that can be turned into nuclear weaponry. Mm-hmm. It requires the decision of 9 high-ranking officials of the Justice Department. So you have what I would argue and what the law requires as the prerequisite to begin a criminal investigation, articulable suspicion. Translate, you can state a reason why it looks like there might be some criminal activity there. Massive amount of money going to her giving a decision in favor of the people that gave the massive amount of money. Not to her, but to her foundation.
All right, but let me ask you
this. But I'm not so sure we need an independent counsel. I'm not crazy.
Okay, let's say that we're not there yet, that we don't need a special counsel, and perhaps Senator Graham is jumping the gun. Maybe there should be an investigation, but who investigates? Because Rod Rosenstein, he was a U.S. attorney who oversaw the deal. The beginnings of the investigation into some of the actors in the Uranium One deal were looked at under Robert Mueller's FBI in 2009, and Jeff Sessions has recused himself. Andrew McCabe was also at the FBI during all of this. So who would possibly oversee this?
An attorney general who doesn't have all these conflicts. Or an attorney general that doesn't see a conflict under or behind every bedpost or underneath or behind every refrigerator. It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the President of the United States saying to the attorney general, I think you should investigate this person, and I think you should not investigate that person. We had an attorney general who was the president's brother. Do you think they did not talk about, hey, what's going on with Martin Luther King? Well, what's happening to his civil rights?
Yeah.
Of course, the president, not the attorney general. The president is the chief law enforcement officer in the land. If Jim Comey was truly fired because he dropped the ball on Hillary, well, then pick up the ball, the evidence, so to speak, Jeff Sessions, bring it to a grand jury and see if they indict her. Don't just let it sit somewhere with nothing happening. That's what I've been arguing about for the past several months, but we don't seem to see that
that's a separate issue with the Comey investigation and the email server. That's different than the Dossier funding and the Uranium One deal.
Dossier funding is not a crime. You can hire anybody to dig up dirt on your adversary, and you can even lie publicly about the source of the funds. You may pay politically for the lie, but it's not a crime. And I don't like the idea of a lot of independent counsels. They should be the exception rather than the rule.
Yeah.
If there's any way that the Justice Department can do it under this Attorney General, it ought to do it and not appoint another free agent who gets to spend all the money he wants and gather all the FBI agents he wants and prosecute all the people he wants for irrelevant things without any accountability.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like due process. It doesn't sound like justice.
It's not democracy.
So we've run out of time. We only have a couple seconds left. Does Jeff Sessions need to go?
He's a decent guy and has been a friend of mine for many years, but I wish he didn't see a conflict under every rug.
All right, there you go. Judge Napolitano, thank you so much.
You're welcome.